Hello everybody and welcome back to Extra Holiday Games. I'm Extra Holiday, and hey look, the game knows what the primary enemy of this level is. Neat. That also reminds me, I should probably be liking these levels that I actually like, just because, you know, it's kind of the courteous thing to do. But I kind of forgot it was a thing. And frankly, I'll probably forget by the time I finish this level. So, why? Speaking of forgetting, I forgot that I need to bring the boo over. And I forgot to lower my mic between episodes. I'm very forgetful right now. I say right now, as if that isn't every day of my life. See, that's weird, right? That's the weird thing, right? Because I have a reputation for having a really good memory, but my memory is really good in the long term. Like, once my brain latches onto something, it stays there for seemingly my entire life. Like, I still remember my friend's Wi-Fi password from like 9 years ago. But I consistently forget that I'm doing laundry. So, which reminds me, I do need to move my stuff from the washer to the dryer after I'm done recording. Anyway, but yeah, it's weird. It's weird how that works, you know, that a person's short-term memory can be so much worse than their long-term memory, or vice versa. That's just kind of how my brain works, it seems. And my brain also works by just missing the boo sometimes. There's really just nothing else to that. Doop, 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 doop. There we go. Again, I've said it before, and I've also said that I should stop repeating myself. But I am glad that the majority of these levels have some sort of infinite one-up spot in them. And that they tend to be near the beginning. Alright. Kill. Okay. Alright, so how do we do this last time? We went now? Oh. The wings that were falling off the boo made me think that I was in a different spot. Basically, I lost track of myself there, so that's why I died. Again, nobody's fault but my own, but yeah, and this is also another level in which it seems pretty obvious when a death is my own fault. So, again, not terribly upset at that this is taking me as long as it is. Frick. But that doesn't mean I want to keep dying. That just means that it doesn't feel as bad when I do. There we go. Okay, we've got it this time. We just gotta be good. That's all. It's gotta be good. And of course, I've got no problem with that because, you know, I've been good my entire life. Everything I do, I'm good at. Clearly. I'm good at video games. I'm good at making videos. I'm just good at everything, you know. So this should be easy. You know, that's something to be said. When you have people telling you you're good at something, and then you end up failing at it, it kind of makes it feel that much worse, right? Because then you're like, wait, why did I fail at this? I should be having no problem. Right, like this should have been easy, but I failed anyway. I must just really suck, right? Like that's the thought that crosses your mind, right? And if it sounds like I'm speaking from experience, it is. I am. Largely just because coming out of high school, basically the very thing that I thought was my strong suit was my scholastics, and then college kicked my ass. And one of my thoughts was, well, why am I having such trouble with this? Like, I'm good at school, aren't I? So it must just be because I'm like lazy or something, or I'm just something like that. And it was the thoughts were not pleasant at the time, and they certainly did not help my scholastics. So okay, so the timing on getting back up is an interesting thing, but I think if I just collapse sooner, then I should be fine. Yeah. Speaking of things I did in college, collapsing. Not physically, just mentally. It's whatever. Don't worry. My health isn't that bad. Although I did get shingles while I was at college. That sucked. Because I also got an infection. Like, it happened, the shingles and the infection happened around my eye. And it wasn't fun. Like, shingles is itchy and painful, and if the infection had gotten any closer to my eye, it would have been in my eye and would have actually affected my vision, which would have sucked. But yeah, it was a real bad case of shingles. In fact, it was so bad that the doctor I saw was like, "Hey, can I like take pictures of this?" Because I was seeing a doctor that was at the school that I was studying at, because they offered free medical care to students. And so yeah, she was like, "Hey, can I take this for like material to use in my lectures?" And I'm like, "Yeah, all right." Like, and see, that's the thing when that's something about me when I'm feeling sick, is that I don't tend to get like super irritable or uncooperative. And maybe it's just because I'm kind of used to feeling like crap, but I tend to be about as easygoing as usual when I'm sick. So yeah, it wasn't really like any big issue to me to be like, "Hey, can I use this? Use these pictures?" I'm like, yeah, all right. So yeah, there are potentially pictures of me circulating through some college courses, which is interesting. Because, like, according to her, it was like the worst shingles she had ever seen. I was like, great. And you know what? I kind of believe her, because my forehead still itches. This was years ago, and my forehead still itches. It's better some days than others, but it does. It's there, you know. Unpleasant as it is there. Alright. This part isn't... I was literally just about to say this part isn't as hard as I thought it would be, and then I died there. So, if that's not irony, or something akin to it, then I don't know what is. Again, as established before, I don't really remember what irony actually means. To be fair, I only ever learned it in English class, and like many people, as the further I get into adulthood, the less I remember from my school days. Although I say that as if I'm not still currently enrolled in school. But my classes now aren't English classes, so they're mostly film and media studies classes. That's my major, by the way, film and media studies. Mostly because filmmaking wasn't an option for online students. Also I didn't want to do computer science anymore. I think I've told this story before. But yeah, I was a computer science major, then it kicked my ass, and I was like, yeah, no more of this. That's the basic of it, story. So, yeah, changing majors in the 4th year was not I probably should have done it earlier. just maybe. When I wasn't, when I wasn't, umpteen figures in debt. Man, dang it. It's fine. Regrets? No, I don't have any. Like, actually, there is a positive way to look at it. Because, like, one thing that I did get when I was attending school on campus is I got internet, which is something I don't have now and didn't have before that. I mean, I had it, it's just not good. Certainly not good enough to what's the word? Provide for the lifestyle I was living at college. And in fact, when I got back, it wasn't good enough to provide for that lifestyle either, so we ended up having to upgrade to basically the best possible internet that we can get, and even then, it's kind of garbage still. But yeah, so I had internet at school, and it was actually really good internet, even by normal people's standards. It was pretty consistent, never really crashed at all, as long as you were wired in and not using the Wi-Fi. And, the speeds were pretty good. But, yeah, so basically some of the habits I developed while at college and not doing my schoolwork, which became more and more frequent as the years went on, was, stuff like watching YouTube and playing online games. And a lot of that has led me to this. Because, frankly, I don't know that I would have known... Had I stayed here, I don't know that I would have ever really known that playing video games for a living, aside from being a QA tester, I guess, which I already knew about, would ever be a thing. So, because we really are that far out there that had I not already gotten into the habit of watching YouTube constantly, I probably wouldn't have gotten into it till I moved out, which actually might have happened already by this point if I hadn't gone to college. But it's hard to say what would have happened. So yeah, I don't know. I do stand by the idea that 4-year school, or going for a bachelor's degree, is not the right move for everyone. Like, that's how they pitched it when I was in middle school, high school. It's like, oh, if you wanna live a comfortable life, you gotta get that bachelor's degree, And frankly, I don't think that's necessarily true. There's a lot more options that are a lot better. Potentially. Like, I think if you know exactly what you want to do and you're really sure about it, then going for a 4-year degree, sure, go for it. But, like, if you're kind of iffy about your major, then you should maybe look into other things, because frankly, if you want the most stable job, and I guess you're American, I can't speak for every country, but if you're American and you want the most stable job, then the best idea was probably just to join the military. Because you're pretty much guaranteed to earn a living wage, which is something that you can't guarantee if you... Actually, it's basically not guaranteed no matter what. Because even if you have a bachelor's degree, A, that doesn't mean that degree is actually going to help you get a job, and B, it doesn't guarantee that that degree is going to get you a job that will pay you well. So, yeah, no, if you just want a stable job, then and you don't really care what you're doing, then yeah, military is probably a decent idea. Again, that's just for Americans. I can't speak to everyone else's military, but I imagine it's similar. Of course, you do have to deal with all the BS that happens in the military, which is in itself a bit of an issue, as I've heard from my friends who are in the military. Because, yeah, I do keep in touch with them occasionally. I'm actually really bad at keeping in touch with people, but I talk to them occasionally, and I hear about it, you know. Plus my dad's stories about being in the Navy. I hear him talk about that a lot, and have for basically my entire life, so yeah. If you're wondering why I don't join the Navy now, or the military, any military branch right now, despite being in the situation I'm in, it's because I actually know what I want to do with my life, and it's not anything that I could do in the military. At least, I mean, I could do this kind of sort of thing on the side, and it would be basically the same as what I'm doing now, but also I'd be committed to at least 4 years in the military, so yeah, I don't know. Also, I'm not sure I could deal with the BS, so that's just that's my reasoning. You know, I'm keeping it as a backup plan, you know, because I believe I can still join for like another 10 years. But it's not, it's certainly not plan A. In fact, no, plan A was become a programmer, so we're past plan A. Yeah, it's awkward. This is plan B that we're on right now. So it'd be plan C to join the military, I guess, because I don't really have another plan between that and this. You know, I feel like this is a good episode, if only because, like, I haven't made pretty much any progress, but I've at least, I feel like there's some merit in this. I'm not just... It's one thing if I'm not making progress and I'm just talking about the game, but I feel like episodes where I'm talking about other things, it's more tolerable that I'm not making progress. And you know what? Maybe that's just the trick. Maybe that's just what I need to do. I'm not getting frustrated that I'm not making progress because I'm actually, you know, that might just be it. Is I'm just distracted. I'm too distracted to get frustrated by the lack of progress that I'm making. But that's probably not distracting you, especially now that I brought attention to it. That being said, we'll maybe get to that next checkpoint next time. Maybe. Perhaps. Maybe we'll make some progress. I don't know. We'll see. Next time. But, as for this episode, that's a wrap. At ease, booze.